So a friend of mine who's been watching my videos said, "Pete, I like those stories about churches, but what about stories about pagans? You live in England, after all, the land of pagans. Anglo-Saxons, Celts, Druids, you name it." So here I am in Traford on the Devil's Jumps.
This is basically a pagan cemetery. These are some of the best preserved Bronze Age barrows to be found anywhere in Sussex. A barrow is a burial mound, and also known as tumuli. They are prehistoric mounds of earth and rock piled over burial sites. These 6 barrows here were laid out in a straight line some 3,000 to 4,000 years ago. This type of cemetery occurs all across lowland Britain, and usually they occupy prominent locations. This one has sweeping views to the west and north. The Devil's Jumps are located just off the South Downs Way walking trail, perched up on the south face of Traford Hill. Like many of the places I visit in the region, I'm alone here today, apart from some friendly cows. It's just me and the spirits of the ancestors. So, scientists believe these burial mounds were built by the Beaker people, who came to Britain en masse from mainland Europe around 2500 BCE, so like 4,500 years ago. They were the earliest metal workers. They buried or cremated the bodies of important people, like their warrior chiefs, and constructed these large barrows to cover the graves. Human remains have often been found in them, along with their distinctive beaker-style pottery, weapons, and other artifacts.
Another really cool thing about these burial mounds is that they were constructed in perfect alignment with the midsummer setting sun. So that meant on summer solstice, the longest day of the year, they could come up here and watch the sun set perfectly right behind all of these barrows.
Scientists suggest the Beaker people, like the Neolithic people who built Stonehenge, observed the sun and stars and were in tune with the changing of the seasons. These barrows are a permanent mark on the landscape, a feature that seems to manifest their pagan beliefs and reinforce their claim on the land. Like lying in the pregnant belly of the earth, the deceased kings and queens were returned to the womb for all eternity. Not something you see every day in the States, is it?
So, as for the name, the Devil's Jumps, that comes from folklore. According to the legend, the devil was up here jumping from barrow to barrow, and he created such a ruckus that he disturbed the god Thor, who was resting on a nearby hill. So Thor picked up a boulder and whipped it at the devil. The devil jumped out of the way and ran off. And if that's not a pagan story, I don't know what is.
Hey, thanks for watching. Go ahead and like this video. And of course, I'd be thrilled if you subscribe. I'll see you next time.